Today we're going to talk about input-output tables. So we're going to title our notebook. Today we're going to do something called How Many Wheels. This is our title today, How Many Wheels. And the first table that we're going to work on, I'm going to show you in just a second. You're going to glue it into your notebook. The first one we're going to work on is the table that says number of wheels, number of trucks, and the first two numbers should be 12 and 3. I'm going to give you guys just a minute to go ahead and glue that in. That's the first graph or table we're going to work on, with 12 and 3 as the first two numbers. 12 and 3. Say 12 and 3. Then that's it. Okay. The first thing I want us to look at is going from total number of wheels to number of trucks. Is my number getting larger or smaller? Going from the input to the output. So if it's getting smaller, going from the input, what's the input in this problem? Total number of wheels. To the output, which is what? The number of trucks. I am either going to what? Subtract or divide, because my number has gotten smaller. We know if numbers get smaller, we're either taking them away from them or we're putting them into groups, which means we're going to subtract or we're going to divide. So I'm going to start with subtraction. What minus 12, or 12 minus what, could give me 3? Who can tell me? 12 minus what could give me 3? Deacon? Okay. So could that be my rule, or is there something I have to do first? I have to check every part. So let's do 20 minus 9. What's 20 minus 9? 11. Did that work? No. So subtraction is not our operation for this problem. So then what would be the other operation we would choose? Division. So I'm trying to think to myself, 12 divided by what can get me 3? Think about your fast facts. 12 divided by what can get me to 3? Ananya, what do you think? Think about your fast facts. You can even go backwards. Very good. 4. I was telling her that you could even go backwards. 3 times what can give me 12? So you said 4, right? So we think that 4 is our answer. So let's try that. 12 divided by 4 should give me what? Okay. Did that work on my first piece of my input-output? Okay. Let's try the next one. 20 divided by 4 should give me what? 5. Did that work? Yes. The next one, 28 divided by 4. What should that give me? 7. Is that correct? Yes. And the last one, 36 divided by 4 should give me what? 9. Is that what's on my chart? So I used dividing by 4 into every single part of my input-output table, and it works the whole way. So can I confidently say that dividing by 4 is my rule? Yes. So let's write that rule. Total number. That's actually the number sign, not a hashtag. I know you guys use that as hashtag. Old school, that's number sign. Total number of wheels. What would come next? Total number of wheels, what? Divided, it is the input though, you're right. Divided by what? 4. Gives me equal? Total number of wheels divided by 4 should give me my answer, which is what's my output in this problem? What's the output? Number of trucks. Very good. Now I have a question for you. Could I go backwards? What would happen? I'm going to move my notes just down a little bit, and I'm going to do a little squiggle line. What happens if now I want to go from my output to my input?
You can probably find the same answer.
Look at the chart. If now I'm going from my output to my input, is my number getting larger or smaller? Larger, which means I would do what two operations? I would either do addition or multiplication. Since I already did the work, do you think I can come up with a rule if I'm now going backwards? What would my rule be now? I divided by 4 going from input to output because the number got smaller. But now I'm going from output to input and the number is getting larger. So what would my rule be? Okay, she's saying multiplying by 4. Do you agree with her? How would I write that? Let me ask you this. Would I say, and listen to me very carefully, total number of wheels times 4 equals number of trucks. Am I correct or incorrect? I am incorrect because why? Because I'm going backwards. I'm going output to input. So who thinks they can tell me what my new rule should sound like? What should it sound like on my paper? I like how you said number of wheels instead of having to say total. Very good. It's the same thing. Now, just to double check, because I want to make sure, if I was going backwards, let's see if it works. So we said 3 times 4 this time, right? Is 3 times 4 12? Is 5 times 4 20? Is 7 times 4 28? Is 9 times 4 36? Yes, it is. So now you can see you can go from input to output or output to input. Be very careful when you see a problem because it might flip it for you. So you need to read it carefully. Good job.